on? Howdy, folks. I'm your host, the Roguestar K17, and I have come to bring you all a game called Don't Escape. Now, this game plays very similarly to the escape games that we all know and love, but the twist is that it's quite literally the opposite. You're supposed to barricade yourself in somewhere to ensure that you can't get out. Or in certain cases, things can't get in. Now, there are several different endings you can get, and the game will describe several different endings. Like, if you suck at this game, you'll get the massacre ending, and if you are alright at this game, only a few people will die, and then some monster hunters will fight you off. Or if you get a really good ending, you'll only bite one person, but that'll still turn that person for the next time, so it's a ticking time bomb. But if you get a perfect ending, no one gets hurt. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, in this game, you play as a werewolf, and you have to lock yourself inside of a cabin to keep yourself from hurting anyone. So that's the premise of the first game. And I don't know whether or not they knew they were going to make sequels, but they did make sequels. There is 3 of these games, and I do intend to play all 3 of them. And I thought that this one would be a really nice one to play this October. So let's not waste another second, and let's fire off into Don't Escape. I woke up in a room. The room is not locked, and I remember everything. I'm a werewolf. Tonight I will turn and people will die, unless I find a way to prevent myself from leaving this place. I must make sure that whatever happens, I don't escape. Now, I'm going to play this game twice right here, and I'm going to do it the first time how I think a noob would do it, and then I'm going to do it the second time perfectly, if I still remember how. Okay, so this is where you start off. You drop item to use on yourself. Wait till dusk. Finish game when ready. Okay. Alright, so obviously you see this rope. Grab that. And you can close the door. Hush, phone. You can close the door and you can push that in front of it. So we're going to want to do that. But something I didn't pick up on my first time playing at all, was you can go outside. It actually took me a while to figure out that you can go outside, and I was only playing indoors. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff you can do indoors, but outside is, even though it's only one room, there's a lot of stuff you can do. So you can see that the texture is a little different right here, and your cursor grays out so you can pick something up, and that's a chain. Old and rusty but strong. A strong rope. And then a chain, old and rusty but strong. Okay, so both of those we can use on ourselves, but if we were to use these on ourselves and then try to pick something up, like let's say I picked up, oh wait, we can still pick stuff up. I picked up some chopped wood logs. Logs of wood, a bit mossy here and there. An axe, a bit rusty but still sharp. I can't move, I'm tied. Okay, so you can still interact with stuff on your current screen, but you can't change screens as long as you're tied up. So you don't want to use those until you're finally ready. And that's all the stuff you'd usually notice outside. So you'd go ahead and close the door and you'd barricade it. So you'd say, okay, I'm done with out there. I'm done with out there. And you come over here and you see that there's something on top of this barrel because there's 2 barrels. And the reason there's 2 barrels is to show you that there's nothing on top of this one, so that you notice that there is something on top of this one. And you pick that up and it's a root. A root. That's all it tells you. And then there's this, obviously right in the middle of the room. I found an herb, dried out, an herb. That's locked. A solid looking table. And now here's what you're going to want to do with that table. And this took me a few plays to realize as well. You turn those into planks, and then you pick up the planks. And then you're going to want to click on everything in this room. Bam. And then you're going to want to do that, obviously. Latch the window. A candle. It's empty. Nothing. Oh. I found a tinderbox. I can light a fire with it. That would be a waste of a tinderbox. So yeah, that had me confused the first time too. And now it lets you click on the bed, and I was wondering, why can't you click on the bed, but there's nothing about it. And you click under it, and you get, there was something under the bed. And then the jacket, there was a key in one of the pockets. So you get 2 keys in this room. And then you get over into this room. There's a few interesting things. It has no ammunition. Antlers, the hunter must have lived here. A broom, I don't need this. This pot is filled with cold water. Fireplace is empty. Okay, so you're going to want to throw the logs in the fireplace, and then use the tinderbox for this. There, nice and warm. The water is boiling. Okay. Then you're going to want to look at this. The hut looks abandoned. I'll stay here for a while and figure out what to do. I hope I haven't eaten whoever lived here. Tonight there is a full moon. And it took me a while to realize this as well. There's so many things you don't really notice your first time playing, but I'm gonna show you all of these, because you know your boy the Roguestar K17 is gonna hook y'all up with all the information about the Flash game. So you're gonna want, anywhere else you click on this, it will just close the page. Anywhere on this you click, except for one place, which is the second page behind it, and you got to really look to see that there's a second page behind it. You click on that, and it flips it. Just as I expected, the witch talked in riddles. She said that to weaken the beast, I would need a handful of hot dust, a crunchy herb, and something that grows in the earth yet is not a plant. She also mentioned that it would wear off quite fast. Okay, so you can kind of think, handful of hot dust, that would be... I don't think we have that. But if you look at the ground here, you can see there's a discoloration right here. Over here, move that, and you get a spice. I don't know what this is. And then over here, a piece of meat. So the hunter must have had some spices and meat and whatnot. I don't know what all else he has down there, whatever that stuff is. Okay, so usually what I did my first time, because my first few times I didn't even realize you can make this potion, because I didn't know there was any witch or any potion or ingredients or anything like that. So when I finally figured out, because I had to look up the walkthrough to figure it out, that there was a second page, I stopped the walkthrough because I didn't want to read anymore, because that was the only step I hadn't gotten to yet. So now that I knew this step, I wanted to figure the rest out myself. So after I finally read this page, what I immediately thought was, okay, handful of hot dust, that's going to be spice. And then it said a crunchy herb. We have an herb. I put the herb in the pot, put the spice in the pot as well, and then something that grows in the earth yet is not a plant. Now a root, I don't think of as a plant, so I put the root in the pot. Put the root in the pot. Water is boiling, the potion seems ready. I've taken the potion. A potion. There we go, okay. And then, so, when you get these boards and stuff, a mistake I also made my first time, but I'm going to show you guys this mistake, was I put the boards on the door, because it allows you to put the boards on the door. And so I thought, oh, because this was the first place I tried it, so I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, I can board up the door. And then slide the door over it. Now it's double blocked. So yeah, that's super blocked. And then you can still look at the hook. So I know the hook was still important, and I figured out you can put the meat on the hook. Okay, and so now we've pretty much done everything that I can think of. Locked the window, made the potion. So what I do now is I tie myself up with the chains and the rope. Oh yeah, and one more thing. This key goes to the door. And I knew that because even when it's boarded up, the doorknob is still open. So you do that, and now you locked the door. It's locked. Okay. And then you drink the potion. Because when you look at yourself, it says drop items to use on yourself. So I'm like, alright. Ah, what an awful taste. And then you wait until noon. You will wait until the... Finish game. You will wait until the sun sets and the full moon rises. You're already starting to feel the urge. The hunger. Are you sure you are ready? Yes. And this is how it went. And this is better than most playthroughs because... This is better than most playthroughs because I still knew everything, like going outside, opening the compartment in the floor, reading the second page, and even with all of that, understand that this is not a perfect playthrough. So there's a lot worse ones I can get than this. Transformation was complete. The weakening potion didn't work at all. He bit off the rope that was restraining him. That took 10% of my stamina. So this is your stamina, and this decides how much damage you'll deal at the end of the night. Bit off the rope that was restraining him. Then he struggled with the chain for a while. 75. The meat on the hook provided a distraction. That was only 5%, but not for long. He ate it fast. Door was blocked, so he tried the window. It took him some time to break the lock. So that took us down 20%. At last, the werewolf was free. So we're at 50% stamina. After all that stuff that I still knew after playing the game several times, I had known this much. I could still only get my stamina to 50%. Aftermath, a massacre. Werewolf attacked the village and killed 5 people, eating alive some of them. While the werewolf was busy killing, a party of monster hunters arrived. They cornered the beast and wounded it. The bleeding werewolf had escaped into the woods. So yeah, you can get worse ones than that. Like, obviously, if you don't do anything at all and you get out at 100% stamina, I'm pretty sure you kill them as well. In fact, I'm curious. What does happen if we just do that? I'm curious as to what the ending is if we do nothing at all. Werewolf was hungry, craving for flesh. He looked around the hut, sniffing. Then he started looking for a way out. He was furious and hungry. He wanted to get out of this hut fast. Neither door nor window was locked. Door wasn't even closed. At last, the werewolf was free. Aftermath, a bloodbath. Ugh. Werewolf attacked the village and killed 10 people, eating alive some of them. While the werewolf was busy killing, a party of monster hunters arrived. They cornered the wolf and killed him without any mercy. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, now your boy is going to help y'all with the perfect ending. Now, I know at one point I got an almost perfect ending where literally only one person got bit, and then I was run out of town. So, that was the almost perfect ending, but I forget how to get that exactly. So here's what you're going to want to do. Now, I didn't realize that this was even here my first several times playing this game, but there's a mushroom right here. So, you know, there's something that grows in the ground, but it's not a plant, it's a fungus. And there is, in fact, a fungus among us, and it's right here. So you grab that. I found a mushroom. So the root is a trick item. There's actually no purpose for it whatsoever, because it is a plant. So there is no purpose for the root. It is only meant to confuse you. Grab the chains, grab the wood, grab the axe. Let's get back inside. Oh, and can we just appreciate, like, oh, look at this background, man. This makes me think of West Virginia. I used to go to West Virginia a lot as a kid. And the fog rolling by makes me feel like this is like a Resident Evil 4 type game. An axe, a bit rusty but still sharp. And then you look out the door and you can just see. It's also giving me kind of Ex Mortis 2 vibes. And Ex Mortis vibes. I don't know. I love games like this, but it's just a foggy, open plains, kind of hilly. There's hills and mountains. Oh, there's another set of games I want to play, but I'm not going to be playing them this year. But I might play them next year if I have 100 subscribers by next year. I'll be playing. Actually, by next October, I'll have 150 before I play this game, and that's Don't Sleep, I think. So there's Don't Escape and there's Don't Sleep, or something like that. Deep Sleep. Yeah, Deep Sleep and then Deepest Sleep is the final game. So yeah, alright. Now we close the door, pick up the rope. Over here, grab the herb. We're going to grab the root, but we're not going to use it. But just to, you know, play this game entirely, we're going to have to pick up the root. Just so that we could say, in this playthrough, we did that. Okay, that's still locked. Bam. 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 Now, and then I realized you can use the boards on the window as well. And the window is the weaker part, even when you barricade the door. So that's what you want to do. You want to put the boards on the window. So being able to put them on the door is a trick, because there's no reason for you to put them on the door. The door already has, it can be locked and it can be blocked with a bookshelf. So the window can only be locked, and it's a weak little lock. So you'd want to barricade it with something extra to make it as strong as the door, at least. Alright, we're going to grab that. I wonder if this screen is brighter if the fire is lit. Yeah, I think it is. That's cool. I like that. Alright, now we're gonna say the spice, the herb, and the mushroom. When the potion seems ready. And now you can take the potion, and the potion will take a lot more of your stamina. And maybe that is what got me the only one person gets bit ending. But that's not the ending we want. See, I'm showing you guys the perfect ending. That's what I promised you. And now it said the potion will wear off fast. So what makes something set in stronger and last longer than just ingesting it straight? It's eating it. Eating it always makes it last longer. So you pour the potion on the meat, piece of meat. It took me a long time to figure out you could do that. Now you hang the meat up. You grab the hammer and nails. You block off the window. And you can tell that you can still lock it because of that. Because if you don't do that, then it won't be perfect. Oh no, wait. It was already locked. Lock the door. Bam. Rope. Chains. And we should be good. Yep. Sun sets, the moon rises. Yep. Transformation was complete. Werewolf was hungry, craving for flesh. He bit off the rope that was restraining him, 10%. Then he struggled with the chain for a while, 15%. The meat on the hook provided a distraction, 5%. But after eating it, he felt very dizzy, 20%. He started ramming the blocked door, 30%. It took him some time to break the lock. Yeah, so if the window's boarded up and locked, he goes for the door, which takes him a good while. It took him some time to break the lock. At last, the werewolf was free. Ah, look at that. The sunset. Or sunrise. Aftermath, a calm night. Werewolf broke free from the hunt, but it took him much time and effort. Weakened by the poison, tired from ramming the door, he had no strength left. He fled to the woods, unnoticed by anyone. Alright, and that's the perfect ending. Don't Escape, 4 Days in a Wasteland. Get it on Steam. I wonder. I've never played that game. I will be playing Don't Escape 2 next year, probably. And I'll probably be playing Deep Sleep as well. But for the rest of this October, trust me, there are still plenty of Scary Flash games I can play. So stay tuned for more. But for any of you who stumbled across this video, I hope it was worth a watch. If it was, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see any of you in the next video. Peace!